Ladies and gentlemen, on the 13th of August, 2026, Zambia will once again hold its general elections. Just a reminder, there is something beautiful about Zambians. Zambians are not violent people. Zambians are not war-loving people. Zambians are very peaceful. Political parties, whether it's leaders or presidents, when they come into power, or when it's time for elections, they make promises and they do all those things. But one thing I know about Zambians is that Zambians know what they want. And I think Zambians have demonstrated what a true democracy is. Every time we have had elections, Zambians know how to let the vote speak for them. Why am I saying this? Zambia is a democracy. And in a democracy, elections are held to choose the leader, to choose the president. And the simplest way you can define a democracy is that a democracy is a government that is chosen by the people and for the people. Recently, we had the opposition party going by the name the Tonse Alliance sharing their party manifesto. And I want us to take a look at that party manifesto, just to have a brief background on what really the Tonse Alliance is about and to see whether it has what it takes to lead this nation of Zambia.
Last Friday, on the 29th of May 2026, President Hakainde Hichilema, or his admin, made a post on his official Facebook page that said, "We are still waiting for their manifesto, Ballot." And this post went viral and it made a lot of UPND people happy. It gave them something to finally celebrate in a very long time. But I found this post to be very convenient because of the time it was posted. You see, a few hours before this post was made, it was revealed in the South African Supreme Court that the state or the government was planning or plotting to put President Hakainde Hichilema and the late ECL's body in the same room for 40 minutes. But I won't get into that issue. It's almost like they were trying to distract us from that topic so that we can start talking about this. But since they asked for it, well, let us get into our manifesto. For those that may not know, including Bali, on the 18th of April 2026, Tonse Alliance launched its manifesto. I even posted the event and the launch on social media. I even have the hard copy right here in my room. So let us begin. What are the contents of this manifesto? Let's begin from chapter 1. Chapter 1 of the Tonse Alliance Manifesto, Christianity and Religion. Yes, here at Tonse Alliance, we believe in putting God first. Without Jesus Christ as your foundation, you will turn into Sodom and Gomorrah. Let us begin. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. That is Proverbs 14, verse 34. Let's get into the introduction. Zambia's declaration as a Christian nation is not merely a constitutional phrase. It is a profound moral commitment that defines the ethical foundation upon which governance, leadership, and national life must rest. This declaration is not intended to exclude, suppress, or marginalize other beliefs. Rather, it establishes a moral compass anchoring the nation in values of justice, compassion, integrity, and responsibility while fully guaranteeing freedom of conscience, belief, and worship. In a time when nations are increasingly defined by material pursuits alone, Zambia must distinguish itself by grounding development in moral clarity. Economic growth without discipline produces corruption. Political power without ethical restraint produces oppression. Freedom without responsibility produces disorder. Let me continue. Objective. I'll read briefly on the objective because I don't want this video being too long. upholding Zambia's identity as a Christian nation while guaranteeing freedom of religion, conscience, and belief, and ensuring that faith contributes positively to national unity, moral integrity, and development. Basically, without God, you will run amok as a country. You see, back then, Twalikweteko, the Ministry of Religious Affairs, and when the UPND came in, they discarded that, saying it was a sheer waste of money and time. Others even went as far as to say it was useless.
Now, many people are asking this question to say, okay, we already have the ruling party in place. We've already seen some of the things that they've done, whether they are good, whether they are bad, whether they've managed to deliver the promises or not. But then others are also looking to the opposition to see, okay, what do we have from the opposition? Are there any party or any leaders we can look to really see us forward? So there are questions to say, since Brian Mundubile is someone who has proved to be like the strongest opposition leader at the moment, many people want to know, does Brian Mundubile have what it takes to lead the nation of Zambia?
Mundubile, do you think you pose any political threat or have the ability to defeat the incumbent president in the coming presidential contest?
Yes, Peter, I indeed have the ability to defeat the current president. You are aware that I've been serving as a member of parliament for 10 years now. I served as a minister in President Edgar Chagwa-Lungu's government. I also served as a government chief whip for 3 years. I also served as a leader of opposition. I am a lawyer by training and a constitutional lawyer at master's level. I'm also an accountant by training. Yeah, so in terms of competencies, Peter, I possess what it takes, to be able to govern this country. I've been in government before. I've sat in cabinet where key decisions of the state have been made. And of course, my progress in government when I was running the province and in parliament precedes me. So my understanding of governance in this particular case is sufficient to be able to run this country to the expectations of the Zambian people. As to whether I pose a threat to President Hakainde Hichilema, that's my view, really, because the recent activities and attacks against me can only point to that. And we are saying, I am a president of the Tonse Alliance, elected president. I was elected on the 28th of January. The Tonse Alliance has 15 registered political parties and 17 non-governmental organizations. So I'm heading an institution with 32 registered organizations. So clearly, in terms of politics, in terms of political force, Tonse positions itself as the biggest coalition alliance in Zambia and as a front runner to the UPND, which is the ruling party at the moment.
We shall repeal repressive and oppressive legislations, including the Cybersecurity and Cybercrimes Act, which has been shamefully weaponized against the people it was meant to protect. Freedom of expression and assembly are not privileges to be guaranteed by a government. They are God-given rights which no law should ever suppress. Our government, your government, will restore respect for the church, civil society, family values, and the media, acknowledging them not as adversaries, but as partners in truth and nation building. The politics of vengeance and retribution will have no place in the Zambia we are building together. We envision a Zambia where the energies of our youth are unleashed through opportunity, innovation, and enterprise. We shall create a climate where businesses can flourish freely, where entrepreneurship is celebrated rather than stifled, and where the pursuit of prosperity is not hindered by corruption or favoritism. In this land of work and joy, we shall create jobs for our youth through industrialization. We shall also ensure that Zambia's natural resources and energy save our people first. No longer shall our industries be starved while others thrive at our expense. Our energy, our minerals, and our agriculture will fuel Zambian progress and dignity. Our administration will restore international respect for our beloved country, will rebuild relations torn by arrogance and neglect, anchoring our diplomacy in mutual respect and beneficial cooperation. Every partnership we forge globally shall aim at uplifting the lives of Zambians, not enriching a privileged few. We will work tirelessly to achieve national food security, reduce the cost of living, and revitalize traditional exports that once defined our economic identity. Agriculture, mining, tourism, and technology will become the pillars of a renewed national economy.
Then, contrary to the question that I asked earlier about or regarding Brian Mundubile, whether he has what it takes to lead this nation into a successful or prosperous nation, the other question is, should the people vote for Hakainde Hichilema again, having seen what he has already done on the ground during the last term for which he was voted into power? Because as we speak, there are so many thoughts about these two. So you could say that Zambia is at the crossroads to make a decision or to decide whether to keep the same leader that they've had for the past 5 years or to change the leadership and bring in a new one, hoping things will be better than they were before. That's the million-dollar question that all Zambians need to answer. But I must make mention of one thing. Regarding any democratic nation, as much as every person, every leader wants to aspire to be our president or lead the country, there's something that the leaders or the presidential candidates seeking to come into power or are already in power, there's something they must know. In a democracy, the leaders are chosen by the people. The government is chosen by the people. So when the leaders come into power, the leaders are saving the people. The leaders don't get into power to save themselves. This is why in a democracy, it's a government by the people and for the people. So if you were to ask me, the best way to lead a nation successfully is to serve the people. And I think one of the strongest manifestos any party should uphold is one which puts the people first. That is, if they're really going with what democracy is about, it's not about what the leaders themselves want. It's about what the people want. Because in a democracy, it's a government by the people. Anyway, we're going to have to end here for today. Thank you so much for having taken time to watch this video. And if you like this content that I keep bringing, please subscribe to this channel. Please like, comment, share. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. Thank you so much for having watched this video. I'll see you in the next one.